Hello everyone, welcome to the table. What we're going to do is play Fates of Madness. Now the cards are going to be upside down to you simply because it's so much easier for me to read this way, and the camera fit better in relation to getting everything on the table this way. So I apologize if it's upside down. I know that really kind of sucks, but it's the best I have right now. However, if you think this is intriguing and you would like to see this game from a more correct upside right position, let me know in the comments. Alright, so let's just kind of walk through here. Well, I got my 4 adventurers. I have Javalt the Inquisitor, Marinso the Ranger, Isabit the Witch, and Elenica the Cleric. So the Inquisitor's got armor and a sword. The Ranger has studded leather, a longbow. The Witch has a spell scroll potion, and my Cleric has a mace and some chainmail. And we're going to go through this adventure. We have to clear 3 locations, beat a boss. On the way through those locations, we might have to fight monsters, but we'll see how it goes. So all the cards have been shuffled, put in position. Hopefully you can see everything. So our first location is the Barbed Devil. That's what we're going to fight first. He's got 19 hit points. When you draw a monster, monster goes first. So I draw a fate card for the monster. He's got a 3. He's got a physical attack of 4. So that's a 7 attack, and he's attacking position 4, my Cleric. My Cleric has medium armor of 2. So that's 7 minus 2, 5 points of damage. So that sucks. Then I'm going to come over here to the Inquisitor. Inquisitor draws a fate card of 1. That's horrible. So longsword is 2, so that's 3, plus 4 for his strength. So that's a grand total of 7 points of damage. The Barb Devil has 4 defense. That's 3 points of damage to the Barbed Devil. Okay, so it's down to 16 hit points. I know you probably can't see the hit points very well, but I'm tracking it. Then the Ranger, who's player 2, draws a fate card. He drew a 2. So 2 plus his longbow of plus 2 is 4. Add in his archery of 4, so that's a grand total of 8. Subtract the Barb Devil 4 defense, so that brings him down to 12 hit points left for the Barb Devil. Then the Witch has a spell scroll, Burning Hands. So she'll cast Burning Hands, draws 5 on the fate. So 5, 2 for Burning Hands is 7, plus her magic intelligence of 2. That's a grand total of 9. Subtract 4 for the Barb Devil. So that's, what did I say, 9 minus 4, that's 5 points of damage. The Barb Devil goes down to 7 hit points left. Oh, we're actually making pretty good progress on here. Now the Cleric has a heal ability, just can't use heal during combat, so she'll just go ahead and do an attack with her plus 1 mace. Probably won't do much, but she drew a skull, so that's only 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 at her physical strength of 4. Subtract the Barb Devil's 4 shield, so she hits but did no damage essentially. And she can only use her heal, we found out, after combat, so unless you got a potion. Now what I could do if I was really worried about the Cleric is I could have the Wizard give the potion to the Cleric and she could take it right now, but I think we'll wait. So the Barb Devil is going to attack. Barb Devil rolls a 1. Oh, that's great. 1 plus 4 for the physical attacks, that's a grand total of 5. Subtract the 2 for the armor, that's 3 points of damage. That's much better for the Cleric. Cleric's down to 7 hit points. Back around to the Inquisitor. Inquisitor draws a fate card of only 1, which is terrible. 1 plus 2 is 3, add 4. So basically it does 3 more points of damage. So the Barb Devil has 4 hit points left. Hopefully we can kill it off here. The Archer draws a 6. Yeah, this is going to kill it. Because the Archer has a thing where on his bow, according to the symbol here, if I draw 3, I get to do higher damage. I do this number 4 damage. So 6 plus 4 is 10. plus the 4 from my archer. That's 14. I do basically 10 points of damage after I subtract the Barb Devil's armor. So that kills the Barb Devil. So I'm going to discard him. Yay! Now it does say, for a difficulty check of 4 with their willpower wisdom score, they can get a potion, which we might as well. And everybody gets one action, so they can either check or they can do a special action they have. What I'm going to do is have the Inquisitor search, because he's first, and he draws a 4 plus his willpower, so he gets a potion, which is always nice. Protection, plus 2 armor until the end of combat. I'll have the Ranger check as well. He draws a 4, so he also gets a potion, and he grabs a heal potion for himself. The Witch has a alchemy ability. She can craft a potion, so she can either craft it or search for it. She'll just craft a potion because she doesn't have to roll for it. She just makes a potion. And now she's got Acid Flask. Then the Cleric will go ahead and heal. So she'll add her willpower skill to what she draws. She draws a 6, adds her 4. So she heals for 6 points of damage. So she goes back up to 13 hit points. Not the best, but she's alive a little bit. Okay, second location we draw is a bar guest. That kind of sucks. Well, anyway, he's got 19 hit points as well. They go first. And he also attacks character 4. So usually it attacks character 1 or something like that. But our cleric is getting beat up today. Okay, so Barghast draws a fate card. Great, draws a 5 plus his 5. So that's 10 points of damage coming at the cleric. Cleric will subtract her 2 points for armor, so that's 8. So that drops her down to, let's see here. What did I say? It did 10 points, so it did 8 points. So I'm actually down to 5 hit points left on the cleric. Not good. Might have to use that heal potion. It only does 3 points, but I might have to do that to keep the cleric alive. Uh-oh. Okay, so we go to the Inquisitor. He draws a 1. The skull doesn't count. It just does 1 attack point. 2 for the sword is 3. Add 4. So he does 7. Subtract. Oh, good. He has 3 armor. So it does 4 points of damage. So he's down to 15 hit points. Then the Ranger goes. Also draws a skull. So that's 1 plus 2 is 3. So it does 7 points of damage. It does another 4 points of damage. Oh, we're making some progress on the Barghest. It kind of sucks. But then the Witch, she is going to take her action to hand the healing potion to the cleric. And when you hand something to somebody, then they can take a free action. I know you can't even see the cleric at all here. But she'll go ahead and use a free action to take the healing potion. So I discard my potion. And she gets back 3 hit points. Which, quite honestly, might not be enough to keep her alive. But the cleric, because she doesn't have a potion of her own, she will attack the creature. She draws a 4, which is good. She might do good before she dies. So she draws 4, and plus 1 is 5, plus 2. So she's got 7, subtract the 3. So she does 4 points of damage. Barghest down to 7 points of health left. Then the Barghest attacks her. He draws a 3. 3 plus his 5 is 8, subtract 2. Does 6 points of damage to the cleric. Cleric has 2 hit points left. This is going to be a quick run, because if I lose somebody here, that's not going to be good. So 2 hit points left. Okay, well, we'll make that work. Let's see. All right, I was checking that my battery was about to die, so we're racing the battery on the camera. Okay, so now we come back to the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor draws a fate card. He draws 3. 3 plus his 2 for the sword is 5, plus 4 for his skill. That's 9. Subtract 3 armor, so that's 6 points of damage. The Barghest has 1 hit point left. I then draw the last fate card for the archer. It's a 2. So 2 plus his 2 here is 4. So he does 8. Subtract the 3 armor. That also kills the Barghest. It is dead. Great. So then we're going to do post killing. it says if I do a difficulty check 6 of intelligence, we can gain a treasure. So I'm going to shuffle up the fate deck because I ran out. Shuffle my little fate cards here, just kind of do it in a very unceremoniously shuffling. Okay, so my Inquisitor has intelligence 1, so he draws the 6. Nice, adds his 1, and he gets a treasure. He gets a ring of protection. Now, what I'm gonna do, as a free action, you can kind of trade stuff around. I'm gonna give this ring to the cleric, because the cleric, at least for these 2 fights, seem to have been the magnet for damage. Okay, then the ranger will go. Ranger draws a 4 plus 1. Yeah, he needed a 6, so he doesn't find a treasure. The witch is going to do alchemy and make a potion and gets a healing potion, and I can give this to the cleric, because when you are doing in between the fights, you have some free actions, and that you can like give equipment, or at least that's how I remember it without actually looking. Sometimes my memory isn't the best, but it says a free action does not count as a player's post-event action. Free actions are consume or trade potions, trade equipment. So as a free action, the witch will trade the heal potion she just made, give it to the cleric. Cleric will drink it. That's 3 hit points, so that brings her up to 5. I think as a free action, the ranger will give the potion that he found earlier to the cleric for another 3 hit points. Then the cleric will heal, draws 2 on the fate, adds her willpower skill thing for 6, so heals 6 more points. That's not bad, because now 8 plus 6 is 14. And good, she only had 15 hit points. So as a team, they were able to bring her back up. Every time I move, my shirt keeps grabbing the cards and shifting them. So that's the post-combat stuff. We're done. Oh, that was a free action for the witch to give the potion. And I think she drew the healing potion and then gave it. Yes, so I think I'm good. If I forgot an action for the witch, that's fine. All right, so now I'm going to draw the next location, and it is actually a location this time. So we drew the Derelict House. An unnatural storm forces the party inside. Splintered and missing floorboards create gaping holes. Ooh. If you have stealth, success in avoiding holes. Otherwise, you make a difficulty 4 check against your archery skill, which I guess is like dexterity. If you fail, you take 3 points of damage. All right, so the Inquisitor. Now remember, on a skill check, if it's a 1 or a 2, you fail. Of course, he drew a 1, so he failed. So Inquisitor takes 3 points of damage. The Ranger draws. Oh, the Ranger didn't even have to draw because he's got the stealth skill, so he passes the event. Then the Witch draws a 5, so she doesn't take any damage. Then the Cleric draws a 1, and she takes 3 points of damage. She's down to 11 hit points, so she's definitely been the damage magnet. Then it says, after you've gone through that for everyone, either you can use a special action on the character or the card. If you have stealth, you can search the house and get 1 treasure, or do a difficulty check of 5 dexterity and get a treasure, but if you fail, you take 3 damage. My Inquisitor is going to pass. He doesn't have anything he can really do, and I don't want him to take more damage. The Ranger successfully searches for a treasure and gets a longsword. Now he has weapon proficiency of just a longbow, studded leather, but he will give the equipment to the Inquisitor, who can use it. So the Inquisitor will now be using a +3 sword instead of the +2. Cool. The Witch will craft a potion, so she grabs a magic resist potion, which is very good actually. Then the Cleric will heal herself. Yes, so she draws a fate, draws 1, plus her 4. She heals back 5, so she's back up to 15. Kind of sucks to have to use her post-search opportunity, but She's now up to 15. Okay, that location is done. We got to get 2 more locations. So my wife and I, we had to fight about, on average, 4 creatures to get all 3 locations. So this is either a creature or a location. By odds, it's a creature. It's a creature. We found, ooh, an animated armor. That looks scary. It's scary. That has 17 hit points. All right, and animated creatures attack first. It's going for position number 4 again. If I draw the skull, it will attack position 2, but as it stands, it wants the cleric. Cool. Well, I draw 4 for the attack. That's not cool. It has a strength of 4, so it does 8 points of damage. I'm glad I gave her that ring, so she has 3. So she takes 5 points of damage. She's down to 10 hit points. Okay, animated armor. The Inquisitor attacks with his +3 sword. So he draws a 2, +3 is 5, plus his 4 for his skill. So he's at 9. Subtract 4 armor. I do 5 points of damage, so it has 12 hit points left. The archer fires. He draws a 5. What that means is he used a higher damage of the bow. So that right there is 9 points of damage. Add 4 for his skill for a total of 13. Subtract 4. So that's 9 points of damage. Wow. Yeah, the archer. See, and this kind of always gives me the feel of like the DPS role. The tank is there to absorb damage, which he's doing a terrible job at because it's going to the cleric. But then the, like the rangers, they're doing damage. Now the witch, just to guarantee a kill, is going to throw her acid flask, which bypasses armor, does 4 points of damage, and it kills the animated armor. Now it says do a difficulty check strength of 6 and draw a treasure. That is right for the Inquisitor because he's got 4. So if he draws a 3 or higher, boom, he fails. So he gets no treasure. Nothing bad happens, but no treasure. Everybody else can check because why not? Ranger has strength of 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Ranger gets another piece of treasure, which is another animated, well, one-handed +3 sword. Well, we'll just set it off to the side. I know it's supposed to go to someone who can use it, but the person who can use it already has a sword. And I'll be honest, the rule book says you can't double up equipment. So like I can't have 2 long swords. So I'm just fighting with one hand. Then the wizard doesn't draw anything. The witch, but the cleric will heal herself. 3 plus her 4 is 7, so she's back up to 15. Okay, as we race the camera, we got 27 minutes. We should get pretty good. Draw another location. Here's the second location that we now have to clear. See if you can kind of, if you like to pause and read. So this is the Grimoire. A strange tome rests in an alcove in a stone column in a deserted church. The event. If a party includes players with both abilities, the protection spell is disarmed. Otherwise, all players take 2 damage. Well, I don't have anybody that's got that swinging blade thing and spellcraft. So everybody takes 2 points of damage. Okay, that sucks. So Inquisitor is now down to 15 hit points. You're down to 13. You're down to 13. And the cleric is 13. Where do you spend the healing? Now, post-event actions. We can read the Grimoire and acquire a fireball spell and add a madness, or search for hidden items, which would be potions. We'll search for potions because I don't want a fireball spell. I don't want to add madness. Madness are those skull things, and that just wrecks the game. I hate drawing those. So for post-event action, Inquisitor will make an intelligence check. He rolls a 3 plus his 1. He gets a potion, which is another magic resist, which is good because some creatures use a lot of magic stuff. So that goes with his other potion there. Then the ranger will do the same thing. He draws a 1, so he failed. The witch will check. She draws a 1. She failed. And I was going to say the cleric is actually going to heal the paladin. The Inquisitor is down the most. So she draws a 2 plus her 4, heals the paladin for 6. He's back up to 20. And this location is cleared. Alright, so we've killed 3 creatures. So if this runs true on averages, I should have 1 more creature, 1 more location. If it's a location, we've beaten the odds. It's a location. We have beaten the odds. So we're going to clear this. After you clear the 3rd location, you get to fight the boss. We found this. Crumbling Gazebo. Ooh, wah, 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 wah. It says, an ancient garden gazebo on the estate of a powerful mage sits crumbling amidst overgrown brambles and trees. The lingering effects of a sleep spell cover the grounds. This is my favorite one because it's an event. If you fail, the player succumbs to sleep and they don't get to take a post-event action. That's not bad. Other than that, nothing terrible happens. No damage or anything. So, first we got to make the difficulty checks. All right. Does my Inquisitor fall asleep? I got to shuffle the Fate deck. You know, kind of mix it up a little bit here. Pull them apart. Stick it together. All right. So far we're doing pretty good because we have not added any more skulls to the deck. So there's like 3 skulls in here. So chances of getting something better than 1 are still pretty high. So I needed a 5 or higher. So I got to get 4s. Okay, Inquisitor stays awake. He drew a 6. Ranger, 3 plus his 1 will is a 4. He stays awake. Witch draws a 1. Womp womp. She falls asleep. Now I need the Cleric to stay awake because she could heal 1 more person. She draws a 1. So she fell asleep. So now it's the post-event action. The Inquisitor is going to use his strength of 4 and a check to see if he can find a treasure. He draws a 2, which is a fail. And that sucks because his strength of 4 would have guaranteed a treasure. Ranger will do the same. He needs to get a 3 or higher. He draws a 1. So the 2 people, well, who fell asleep? Just the Cleric? I think the Witch fell asleep. I don't remember now. I think the Witch and Cleric fell asleep, so they're done. So that was it. Now, to find out the creature that we fight, in the upper right, depending how you look at the card, upper right-hand corner, there's a little red skull. The number in there is the strength of the boss monster. And what you do is you take the total of all 3 locations that you cleared, and that's the boss you fight. So we're going to fight boss number 6. I draw the boss monster deck. Boss monster deck. And I find the one that's got 6 hit points. Well, whatever, 6 strength. And that's the Drider. Drider starts with 35 hit points. I'm going to flip that to the 35 side of the hit point tracker. And away we go. We've got just a few minutes left before the camera dies. Okay, so Drider draws a 4. Plus it's on the physical side. Cool. It has no physical, well, actually it just does magic. So actually that's 6 points of magical damage on character 2, which is the Ranger. He's got no defense against magic. He's down to 9 hit points. All right, my Inquisitor tosses the Ranger the magic resist potion as his action and applies it to the Ranger. So the Ranger, I'm going to tilt this so I know it's been drinking, has +2 magic defense until the end of the battle. The Ranger then attacks. He draws 3 plus his 4, because he does a higher damage, is 7, plus his 4 is 11. Subtract the 8 armor of the Drider, does 3 points of damage. Drider has 32 hit points. The Witch tosses her potion of magic resistance to the Ranger, who can drink it as his freebie as part of that exchange. The rulebook said nothing about drinking multiple potions and having effects stack, so we're going with you can. Camera's about to die. This is going to leave everybody in suspense. I know it is. That was the Witch. The Cleric draws a 4. 4 plus her 1 is 5 plus 7. She doesn't do enough damage. This will be the last maybe go through before the camera is dead. Sorry. 4 for the Inquisitor plus 3 for his spell or his sword. 7, 11. Subtract 3 the Drider. Oh wait, we forgot. That's the Drider's attack actually. So the Drider does 4 plus 2 is 6. On number 2 guy. Number 2 guy now has 4 points of magic resistance, takes 2 points of damage, so that's down to 7 hit points. Inquisitor only draws a 2, plus his 3 is 5, plus his 4, 9 points of damage. Drider has 8 armor. Drider is down to 31. Ranger attacks. Ranger draws a 1. His 1 plus 2 is 3. He doesn't do enough to damage. The Witch draws a 5, plus her 2, and her 2, so she does 9 points of damage against the magical defense of 5, so she does 4 points of damage. And then the Cleric draws a 1, 2, doesn't do enough. I'm going to stop this here, finish the battle, and tell you who wins. Okay, before the camera dies, the party won, stacking the 2 magic resist potions on the Ranger, and the Ranger was the primary target of the Drider, meant he took virtually no damage. He got out of here with 5 hit points left, because he kind of took some damage at the beginning, but then that really let everybody just have chances at damaging, so it worked out great. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next game. Bye.